I know. Keep it up. Had a whole hour. Why are you fading, baby? You know what? A little coffee. Beautiful. Buenos dias. Buenos dias. Welcome to Morning Microphone, brought to you by Benbrook Insurance. Oh, well, our Wi-Fi works, I think, and we're out. And with that, we are back. Steve is down in. He's in the pool house. He's down. He's down there. And I'm up in the kitchen just to be safe because I know that we work well up here. I believe the Wi-Fi is solid in the kitchen. Yes, we had a little bit of a disaster yesterday. When we finally got back on, just for a second, it was tepid, the connection. But it was just nice to see people who are still chatting in there. So a dancing bush is better than a burning bush. Yes, in the studio down below, we have the burning bush sign. The Bushman is dancing. Went out last night with my friend Jeff, who was visiting, and we. I budgeted for a night of a couple cocktails, and I just think I'm gonna not budget that again. Let's try it. I said, you know what, Jeff? 2 weeks ago, I said, when you're in town, one night we'll stay in, and a second night we'll go out. And I did. And I just had like a martini and a glass of wine, and it was just a zero. I just don't feel good. And I think I'm done. I hate to give up on the booze industry. How do I say I want me to be done, but I want young guys to not be done? Like, I think it's a rite of passage that, like, I don't know, like drinking when you're young is kind of good. You meet people, you go to the bar and you're like, hey, and you get the little courage to flirt with girls as long as you can handle it and not be a creepy asshole. But it's like, it brings connection. I don't know. I'm not telling young people to go and booze more. I'm just saying it's kind of I'm glad I did as a young man. Jeff is single. Yeah, my friend Jeff is single. In fact, I've got a great photo. Jeff and I, years ago, we we bought draft day suits. Do you know what a draft day suit is? Steve, you know what a draft day suit is, right? A draft day suit, here they are. And we went, the draft day suit is the long suit. A lot of athletes get drafted. They're wearing the sport coat goes all the way down mid shin.
When was that, Bill?
Yeah, years ago, probably 10 years ago, we hit the town in draft day suits.
I love it.
Jeff's a wild man. He's a wild man. He's single. He loves the ladies. Oh, God, he does. Oh, Susan says, I'm 56, thinking the same thing. Not worth it anymore. I hate to see the booze industry take such a walloping, which of course it would. But be honest with you, it's just a kick in the pants. It's hard to ward off negative thinking and after booze. So far, we're good. Steve and I've sailed through the morning, but also getting up at 5:30 in the morning to start looking through things. Not your friend. Anyway, the Dodgers are done. I'm going to say that. They're down 3-2 in the series. Friday and Saturday nights, we will have games 6 and 7. I don't know that we go to 7. We got Yamamoto pitching. He's fantastic against Gausman again. That game we won in Toronto. If they can recapture that magic with that great pitcher, okay, that would be amazing. But that, 3:30 in the morning game, the 18-inning game, killed us more than it killed the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays lost after spending 6 hours and 39 minutes trying to win. And they went back to their hotel. So the conditions for them were worse. Dodgers got to go home at least having won. And they woke up the next day and they sucked 2 games in a row. Terrible. No rhythm, no bats. Good morning, Billy from Canada. Don't hold it against me. If I told you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? It's one of those old cheesy lines. Yeah, they sucked. Ohtani sucked. A little Ohtani needs his. What did we learn from the stint here in Los Angeles for 3 games? Shohei Ohtani needs his sleep. I'll tell you that. He's a little boy and he likes his sleep. He probably has a blankie. I'm thinking he has like Superman sheets. He sleeps in like Superman sheets. Anyway, we love Canada. We do. We love Canada. I'll tell you what. Let's get into a couple of business items here. The government shutdown is still rolling in and we're still going on. The government shutdown is on 30th day. Air traffic controllers are getting 0 pay. U.S. congresswomen and men are getting full pay. That's not right. Congress should not be getting paid at all. Any of them. They are the first people to have their checks withheld. I don't understand why we're paying them. While air traffic controllers, my great friend Jeff he's on his way to the airport now. He's heading to Dallas for homecoming weekend at his alma mater, SMU. And he's getting on a plane. And I'm telling you, at some point, something's going to happen. There's going to be a midair collision. There's going to be something on there. And I want us to all, at that point, blame our congressperson. Ours, whoever represents you in your district, because they're part of it. I think it's a disgrace that we're paying these people. They should be the first ones not to get paid. Got that out. Thank you. The Trumpster, it's been 6 years since he's been face to face with Xi Jinping, the supreme leader of China. They got together, China, and they have a deal. We do deal. Remember, Trump was campaigning. He goes in an Asian accent. He goes, "We do deal. We do deal." And they're like, "Oh my God, they love me in China." They say, "We do deal." Anyway, China, which has tightened its controls on rare earth minerals, which we use to make cars, phones, fighter jets, everything. They will postpone strict new rules for a year, right? They control the rare earth minerals market, which we need for everything. They will postpone regulations on us. And Trump said he would take the 20% tariffs that we have on them and cut them in half just to 10. And China's also tacking on that they would fight fentanyl trafficking more. Okay. And China's doing that. They're taking the chemicals for fentanyl. They're sending it to the cartels who are bringing it over the border. So who knows if it holds? I wouldn't trust the guy as far as I could throw him, but seems to be a deal right there in China. Trump likes deals. Morning, Billy and the Pineapplers from Dallas. I totally agree with you. If Congress is causing the shutdown, they don't get paid. Oh, yeah. And by the way, this is, this one, the Republicans took it on the chin the last time there was a shutdown because, they were the minority party and they were the ones holding out. They were the ones that wouldn't sign, the CR, continuing resolution to keep the government open. And whichever party decides not to do that is the party that usually gets blamed. Those are the rules. So the Democrats have this one. The air traffic controller is not getting paid. Unfortunately, when you have to, traditionally, who gets blamed? It's that party. So the Dems are carrying this one, even if they think it's totally unfair. And, the Republicans are being terrible about subsidies for Obamacare and all that. And they've got their arguments, and sure, they're legit. Both sides have legit arguments. But unfortunately, they're going to carry the blame for it, and they can't get out of it. We need term limits, Terry. Yeah, God, I couldn't agree with you more. Everyone, the president gets term limits. Trump is not going to be able to run again. Although, what do you think about what Steve Bannon said? Steve Bannon's such a fire starter. I don't take him really seriously. But he says to the reporter at The Economist, Trump is going to be president in 2028. And people ought to just get accommodated with that now, he said. So they asked Trump about it. And he said, look, we've got the greatest economy we've ever had. I have my highest poll numbers that I've ever had. His approval rating remains quite low, but it has never stopped him from claiming they're tremendously high. He's at 43%, according to the New York Times average, which I know it's the New York Times, but I think they poll correctly. I don't know. After saying, he says at the end, we'll see what happens, which is my favorite line. Then he backs up and he says, look, if you read it, it's pretty clear, meaning 22nd Amendment, I'm not allowed to run. It's too bad. And then they say, well, could you run as vice president and then just basically be the quarterback? No, that's not going to happen, because if he runs as whoever's president is going to be like, yeah, I lied. I'm actually going to run it now. So you're out of here. He wants it, but I don't think he's going to do this one. He's already having a ball in there. And they asked Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, he says, I don't see a way to amend the Constitution. I don't see the path for that. So he doesn't support it. I think they've all catered, and they all catered to their supreme leader, but they want this over. They want this chapter over. They want to move on. And by the way, he's done some fantastic things. There are arguments for, look, you look at what he's done in there. Is there an argument for a third term? Yeah. I mean, they asked him, CEO of the biggest company in America, NVIDIA, Jensen Huang, what is it that America has that no other country has? Jensen Huang says, Trump. I mean, what do we have here? What our natural resources are surrounded by oceans, our industry, our democracy. What is it that we have that no other country, an advantage over other countries? And this guy says we have Trump, because he understands energy. And you have to have massive amounts of energy to fuel the data centers, to build technology, to defeat the rest of the world. He gets that and prioritizes that. Okay. He's still not going to have a third term, but Jensen Huang, in our race for AI, says that. What about the con? Two meanings to that word. There is no denying that there is grifting going on. It is in open light. He's doing it out front. Got it. But there's grifting going on. The pardoning last week of Changpeng Zhao, who got a presidential pardon. This is the guy that's a co-founder of Binance, the biggest cryptocurrency exchange in the world. He pardoned that guy. And that means they are going to be able to return to the United States of America. They were banned here from operating here. after Binance pled guilty in 2023 to violating anti-money laundering rules. At the time, the government said that this guy, Changpeng Zhao, and it was the Biden administration, had caused significant harm to U.S. national security by allowing sanctioned Iranian crypto exchanges, Russian drug traffickers, Hamas militants, and other criminal groups to move billions of dollars through this exchange. It doesn't care who participates in the exchange. You can be a Russian drug trafficker. You can be Hamas. You can be anyone to use it, to have access to it. So they're banned from the U.S. Okay. This guy was smart. He knew he was in trouble. They were operating in the U.S. He approached Donald Trump when it looked like Trump was going to win the election. And he said, look, we're going to set up this thing for your family called World Liberty Financial. And the Trump family said, okay, not me. I'm not involved. It's my sons. My sons are doing it. Okay, whatever. The market cap has gone from 127 million to 2.1 billion. World Liberty has raked in $1.4 billion in revenue over the past year. Far more than the Trump family's real estate portfolio ever earned in a year. Yeah. And World Liberty is 40% owned by the Trump family. They have partners, and they are entitled to 3/4 of the company's revenue. So I'm just saying, he does some great things, but he's openly grifting and using the position to make tons and tons of money. You can't deny it. It's not, oh, you're so hard on Trump. Oh, you're so hard on Trump. It's just a fact. The only redeeming part of the fact is Xi Jinping and the other strong men that run countries around the world are all Vladimir Putin takes a cut of every transaction that happens in his country. So he's doing some good things, but it's definitely not the way America has operated in the past. We don't think. There was a huge uproar about Hunter Biden, serving on the board of Burisma, an energy company in Ukraine. Why are you complaining about that? And then you turn around and do this in broad daylight. Everyone has to take that inside and decide internally if it's okay with you. If you're gonna look is that something you can look the other way on? And that's up to you. I get it. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, look at this. I can't believe we're talking politics. No one is insulting anyone. We're such grown-ups. Good job. Good. This is very positive. I'm just laying out, and I don't say he's only a grifter. He does some amazing things. Things only he can do. I mean, the way my instinct on this China deal is actually, it's pretty great. He never was intending to have huge tariffs on China. He's just pounding him and pounding him and pounding him so he can get to the table and say, okay, we're here. I'll go to here. You do this. It was all a strategy from the beginning. And I think, honestly, a very good one. So does he get a little cut, a little cheese for the family along the way? Come on, for my troubles? No, you can't do that. It's called public service. It bothers me. My uncle didn't do that. Anyway, there you go. I just had to say it. Now, the Trumpster played golf at my club one time. He says it's the lowest he's ever shot where I play golf, my country club. Okay. When asked publicly, he says, the lowest round I've ever had is at this club. Shot a 66. He was playing with Al Michaels, the sports announcer. And at the end of the round, he said, I think I've told you this. 66. Ever seen that out here? And Al said, not like that one. Not like that one. He was chincing the ball all over the course. So they're having fun, chopping it up with the press on Air Force One. And some guy's looking to curry favor. Some journalist is looking to curry favor with the Don, soften him up. And nobody knows about this situation more than me. Nobody could soften up the Don like I could back in the day. And here he goes.
You're personally the most difficult shot for you in golf?
You mean right now?
Well, yeah, how were you playing?
The most difficult shot? It used to be chipping, but I've become a very good chipper. I hit them all pretty good. I'm a pretty good golfer. I won 38 club championships. That's pretty good.
Is that the end?
Pretty much, I hit very consistent, pretty long. I mean, I hit the ball pretty long. I play with Gary Player. You know, Gary's 90, and he shot 70 with me the last time we played, which is pretty amazing.
I won 38 club championships. 38 club championships, all at clubs called Trump National. Any clubs that you don't own? You know, he famously calls the pro shop at his different clubs and says, hey, I know the club championship was on Friday. What was the winning score? Oh, Mr. Armstrong shot a 75 and won the tournament. He said, that's amazing. You know what? On Monday, since I couldn't make it at business meetings, but on Monday this week, I shot a 74 and I was counting that as my tournament round. So actually I won. And the pro goes, sure. So put your name on the plaque. Yeah, no, because I shot the 74 and I was counting that as my tournament round because I couldn't make it because of business meetings. So tell Armstrong, great job. He's the runner-up. No kidding. Does this all over. Facts, not rumors. Absolute facts. Oh, God. Yes, Mary. 100%. He plays in the days before, shoots a bunch of different rounds, and whatever he, noodles down. You've seen him in Scotland when he has the caddy drop the ball and the whole thing. If you read Rick Riley's book, Commander-in-Chief, it's funny. He's like, the caddies up at Bedminster, one of his clubs, call him Pele because he's kicking the ball all over the place. Anyway, winning. Kim Donnelly. We love Kim with the great little country hat. Good morning, Billy and Steve. There's Holly K-Bar Jones. How you doing, girl? Isn't that cheating? Oh, yeah, baby. Absolutely. There's nothing I get off on more than playing a pure round of golf. When my ball is fucked in the rough and I know I have to come out, it's my favorite part of the game. Seeing a scorecard that I know does not accurately represent my performance does nothing for me. Makes me a difficult shot to get out. Now, I think I've told you this story. Bill Clinton was a little liberal on the scorekeeping, and George H.W. Bush, his father and grandfather, were the past presidents of the USGA. So my uncle, 41, was a stickler for the rules of golf. I mean, stickler. He was everything by the book. He played very quickly too, which was fun. So in order to help heal the nation after he lost to Bill Clinton in 1992 and Perot, who really did him in, he went out and played golf with Bill Clinton. And they're playing, and they're on a par 4. And Bill hits one off into the rough on the right. And 41 does his thing. He's watching Clinton. And Clinton goes over to his ball, takes a hack at it, misses the ball entirely, hacks it again, comes out. That's 3 shots. Hits his 4th one up onto the back of the green. He makes 2 putts and has a 6. And at the end of the hole, 41 says to Clinton, Bill, what did you have? He said, I had a 5. And immediately 41's like, 1, missed it, 2, 3, 4 under the green, 2 putt, 5, tap in, 6. Are you sure you didn't have a 6? And Bill goes, no, it was a 5. And he said, well, when you were over on the rough over there, you hit one into the rough and then you had that, you missed it. You had a duffer in there. And he goes, no, that wasn't a duffer. That was a practice swing. And 41 said, well, I got to say, Bill, it's the first time I've ever heard someone scream shit after a practice swing. And he's like, some people, like, if you swing and miss the ball, that is a stroke. Anyway, a little golf lesson for everybody there. I'm fascinated by the fascinated by the obsession Trump has with Venezuela and that criminal down there. Speaking of leaders, I mean, this dude, Nicolas Maduro, who totally, stole the election in the greatest way. And the woman who led the charge against him, the opposition, is the woman who just won the Nobel Peace Prize, Maria, Anyway, Nicolas Maduro this guy is enemy of the state, indicted in 2020 on federal narco-terrorism charges, accusing him of helping flood the United States with cocaine. And Trump hates drugs more than anything. He's never done a drug. He told his kids, if you do drugs, if you drink, smoke, or do drugs, you're out. You don't get any money from me. You're out of the family. He is like a stickler on that stuff. May 2024. So Maduro gets indicted, right? Federal narco-terrorism charges. In May of 2024, in exchange for diverting the president's flight, Maduro's flight, to a place where he could be nabbed by U.S. authorities, we approached this pilot of his, the pilot named Bittner Villegas. This is incredible. A guy named Edwin Lopez, who works for the Homeland Security as an agent, approaches the pilot in a hangar and says, look, I know you fly the president of Venezuela. America will give you $50 million if you turn him over to us. Unbelievable. So the pilot, Bittner Villegas, he's a member of the elite presidential honor guard. He's meeting with one of our agents. He's non-committal, though he did give Agent Lopez his phone number, and they stayed in touch. Flash forward to August 2025. Lopez sends a text to the pilot and says, hey, I'm still waiting for your answer. Well, Trump has authorized the Navy to take out all these fishing boats, right? He's going after these narco terrorists like crazy. All these fishing boats alleged to be smuggling cocaine out of Venezuela. So far, 13 strikes, 57 dead. He's banging these things out of the water from a control room, having a ton of fun doing it. Also, Trump recently authorized the CIA to conduct covert actions inside Venezuela. So we've got our men in there operating and manipulating inside. This guy's days are numbered. That's why you see Maduro puts out these videos that are like, we want peace, we want peace. He knows Trump wants him dead as a doornail, and he's going to get him. This guy's freaking out. So on the day that Bittner Villegas, the president of Venezuela's pilot, on the day that he turned 48 years old, former national security official Marshall Billingsley posted on social media a mocking birthday message that included, put it up if you have it, side-by-side photographs that would be sure to raise eyebrows. So he put up a photograph of Bittner Villegas in this airplane hangar, and it went viral all over. They were in an airplane hangar in the Dominican Republic. And they cut out Lopez on the side, but showed this guy has met, hoping that Maduro would panic and kill the guy. But somehow he hung on. So this is like, this is exciting stuff. This is the next series by Pedro Pascal. You know what I mean? You're going to see Pedro Pascal is going to play Edwin Lopez, the agent who is negotiating with, people inside Venezuela to take out their dictator. I love it. Such good stuff. Mankind was your business, Maduro. That's right. Terrible, terrible guy. Right? Our guy does some shady things, but you know what? He's worse. I always call that the Lance Armstrong argument. You know what? Yeah, come on, I juiced a little bit, but everybody was doing it. Why do I have to be the good guy? Why do I have to be, lead with morals and integrity? What are you talking about? Everyone else is doing it. The question in the air is, will the U.S. actually attack Venezuela? No, we're not going to go in and bomb Venezuela. I mean, you just can't do that. Then you got to do this covertly. I just love the CIA in action, though, right? Okay, Nicholas. He's not going to know what that guy, imagine him trying to sleep at night. You know what I mean? It's like every night he goes to sleep, he's got one eye open. Like, are they coming through my windows? Are they coming down the chimney? Are they, The CIA is on the move, and this is why you join the CIA, for exciting shit like this. Ooh, am I prepared for trick-or-treaters? Cleo, I'm not, because I live in an area where it's just a dark street, and the houses are not close to each other. There's too much space. I'm the only guy on my side of the road with a driveway, and it's uphill and it's dark. So we have certain pockets, neighborhoods that are famous for trick-or-treating, and the houses go crazy. They have a neighborhood association, and if you want to just like knock it out, you go to one of those. So nobody has ever knocked on my door in 21 years. And I don't hate it. Does that make me a bad person? I don't hate it. I really don't. My favorite year trick-or-treating is when I put my little daughter, I think I told you this, my little daughter, Lily, who's my youngest, she just turned 21 a couple weeks ago. I dressed her up in a Ted suit. One of my favorite comedies is Ted. Mark Wahlberg and Seth MacFarlane. And we got the teddy bear, Big Ted suit, and I stuck her in it, and she was like 11. And she and I went out and had the best time. Filthy little teddy bear. People are like, oh my God, you're a horrible parent. Who's your daughter in there? Yep. Well, there you go. Now, more drama. More drama. We all saw this thing with Candace Owens going after Brigitte Macron, the First Lady of France, calling her a dude, basically. So 10 people are on trial in France right now for cyberbullying Brigitte, okay? For getting online on their social media accounts and saying she's a dude and perpetuating that narrative. Steve, give me a full of this woman. Can I just take her full for a second? Yeah, but that doesn't zoom in. I'm trying to see dude here. Does this go like, no. Yeah, no, she looks like I don't know. I can't decide if she's sort of elegant in a way. Anyway, 10 people are on trial. There are 8 men and 2 women for cyberbullying her. The claim is that she is actually her brother, Jean-Michel Trogneux, okay? Took his name and became him. Now, the president of France, Emmanuel Macron, met her, if you're just catching up, when he was 15 years old, and he was her student. She was married with 3 kids at the time and 25 years older than him. So this is how it got rolling, that she's a dude over there in France. In 2021, Delphine Jagous was a psychic, made the claims. You know, those psychics, they're never wrong. She made the claims in 2021. In 2024, Delphine, that psychic, plus one other person, they were found guilty of slander. Okay, but then it was overturned by an appeals court because they said no, they didn't try to hurt Brigitte Macron. They were reporting in good faith. Well, that opened the doors for everybody to pile on. Since these people were not going to be punished for that, everybody could pile on. So the defendants in this trial, all 10 of them, all claim this is unfair. Their followings are small. We don't have huge social media imprints. So, this is ridiculous to go after us. This is free speech. Most people are saying we're sorry if she was hurt, but it's not fair to go after us. The judge will decide if they caused a deterioration of Ms. Macron's living conditions, leading to an impairment of her physical or mental health. That's what's on the line here. I would say yes. I mean, it has. I mean, this woman, to be relentlessly attacked and called a man when you're clearly not a man, is it punishable? Should we be able to say hurtful, terrible things? That's your choice. Should it be punishable in court? No, I'm afraid. I mean, I think they'll all get off, but it's terrible that this woman who's got grandchildren and everything has to live with that. It's so mean. I mean, why hit her for being a man? Hit her for being Mary Kay Letourneau, right? I mean, she ends up marrying her she meets her student who's 15, ends up leaving her husband and going off with the kid. I mean, that's Mary Kay Letourneau stuff. Do you remember who the student was? Go back. Mary Kay and who gets it first? Who gets it first, Steve? Watch that chat. Mary Kay Letourneau and nobody wants this. Everyone's Googling. No groomers. Vili Filau. Her Filipino student. And I remember when I was working at Access Hollywood back in the day, Steve, do you recall? We used to always brace ourselves for the shenanigans that Entertainment Tonight would pull when Sweeps Month came around. Sweeps was always in November, May, and February. November, February, and May. 3 months out of the year, it was when everybody put on their best stuff on the air. And they would pay people and, get access to people because the ratings in those months were the ratings that advertisers looked at in order to place their bets. And so Entertainment Tonight always did the craziest shit. They got John Benet Ramsey's father. They would pay him. They paid Steve. Who else did they pay? They paid cut off the penis. Joey Buttafuoco. They paid Joey
Buttafuoco was the big one.
What they would do is say, we're paying you $1 million for this month. We want access to everything. And they paid Mary Kay Letourneau. And so that they could sit there and interview her, for 2 weeks straight. And we would watch and we would be like, how could they do that? Like, we would never do that. No, we also could never afford it. Okay. Entertainment Tonight had all the money because they are cleared. Their show is cleared at 7 or 7:30 in every market across the country because they were first. So the only reason why their ratings are bigger than Access Hollywood is that they're on at 7. There are some cities where Access Hollywood's on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon or 2 o'clock in the morning, or because they're fighting with other syndicated shows to get in there. But Entertainment Tonight is across the board at the peak viewing hour of the day. And that's why they win in the ratings and have the money. It's all about clearances. So let me clear that up. Can we talk about Sydney Sweeney? She looks like Katherine Heigl to me, right? Little Katherine Heigl with that hair, especially.
Yeah, that does not look like her there too much.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
Sydney Sweeney. I mean, let me show you this. If one thing drives me nuts in Hollywood, I love women. I have 3 daughters and I want them to grow up and have great jobs, and they already do, and they're working so hard. I'm so proud of my middle daughter right now, who just like left her job of like crunching numbers because she's a creative person and she's like, I can do this. And she leaves her job and I'm like, it's always better to have another job ready to go before you quit yours. What are you doing? And she's like, I can do it. I want to design flowers. I want to get into floral design. I love making arrangements. And I'm like, God, good. Okay, do it. She's like cold calling people. She refuses to use me. I know a lot of people, right? But she will not use me to Dad, can you make calls to your friends and get me a job? She's just cold calling people, finds this woman who has kind of contracts with Disney, and Disney has all these Halloween parties they have to do, and they need flower arrangements everywhere. And this woman's like, oh my God, your timing is perfect. I need you. Come help me. Let me show me your arrangements. Show me your portfolio. Oh my God, you're amazing. Come. And so she's just working with this woman. And I'm so damn proud of that. God, am I proud of that? Aren't you? Wouldn't you just like, good, take agency. Whew. Anyway, sidetrack. But maybe Mary will end up doing floral arrangements at the Endless Power of Women lunches. Hollywood loves, there it is. Steve, is there any way to zoom in on these pictures? Because Sydney's outfit is completely I'm just going to say braless. Okay. It's braless and overwhelming. And, the power of that's where the power, I think most of the power is centered there, but there's the excellent acting ability, but I don't think you can overlook that element. And so everybody wants Sydney Sweeney. They want Sydney Sweeney to do the promo that opens game, 5 of the game 4 of the World Series. They want doing, blue jeans commercials. They want that. Yeah. I mean, there's just no question about that. And she's everywhere. And now she's at the power of women lunch. Imagine a power of men's lunch. I really want to put one together. No one will come. They'll be like, are you kidding me? Powerful men? We're going to celebrate powerful men? No. Charitable, good, decent. Yes. But powerful. And all the powerful men. Oh my God, the picketing out front. And yet the power of women luncheons go on. I mean, there's got to be one per week. Am I wrong, Steve? Hollywood Reporter does one,
constantly.
Every magazine does one, and they hand you the script and they say, you're going to grovel right here. It's just,
no doubt.
It's kind of like woke adjacent. It's annoying. But Sydney Sweeney, I guess, is powerful. No question. She's powerful now on many fronts. So do we have her speech? I don't know if we do, but it's kind of like,
I know what it feels like to be underestimated, to have people define you before you've had a chance to define yourself.
Hang on, I'm going to pause right there. I know what it's like to have people try to define you before you've defined yourself. This is a common tone in Hollywood, and it's called, I'm a victim. I know what it's like to have to prove yourself beyond this incredible top that you're seeing here. What you're seeing here is overwhelming, but I have to overcome that beautiful situation in order to be taken seriously in this town. I have worked so hard. And that is why I have you women here to lift me and be so powerful. Lift me in power. Here we go.
I know what it feels like to have to prove that you deserve to be here, to be seen, to be taken seriously. But every one of us has our own fight. And Christy reminds us all that strength doesn't look loud sometimes, and sometimes it's just about getting back up again and again, no matter who's watching.
Thank you, Sid. She's playing Christy. She's talking about Christy Martin. Christy Martin, the legendary female boxer that kind of broke, the mold and got female boxing, going in the late 80s, 90s. And yes, I've watched the trailer of Sydney Sweeney as Christy Martin. It is not believable. Let me tell you something, Sid. You're beautiful and very much the center of the zeitgeist. But if you're going to play a boxer like Christy Martin, you got to go work out. You got to get cut. You got to go do what Hilary Swank did when she did that movie with Clint Eastwood. It won the Oscar, right? That's how you win an Oscar. That's how you get taken seriously in this town. That's how you transcend all the things you're talking about. You can't just show up and be like, hope that the editors can make you a crazy boxer. She doesn't look at all like a boxer. I looked at the trailer and there's no cut to the arm. It's just it's like a beautiful woman's arm, like a, elegant, chic arm. It's not a jacked up Christy Martin, boom, boom, tough. You have to do that. You have to change your appearance. You have to sink yourself into the role like Hilary Swank did in $1 Million Baby. That's how you do it. And she didn't do it. So it's kind of like, yeah, no. Like, did I believe Jennifer Lopez in Maid in Manhattan? She's a chambermaid in a hotel. Girl. The Jennifer Lopez I know is shutting down Rodeo Drive when she goes shopping at Balenciaga. They close the door to everyone else and she shops private. You're not a chambermaid. As soon as they try to present that, I say, I no, I can't do it. But you should be ripped if you're going to play Christy Martin, out of respect to Christy Martin. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to say it. Now, ladies, we talked about men, right? We talked about some Trump and Maduro and Cheng Penzhao. It's just now there's a lot of people in uproar about Heidi Klum and her daughter, Lainey, who was in my daughter's class at school. So I remember her as a little girl. They were in the same class, same school. Heidi, I would see Heidi there all the time. Friends with Heidi back in the day. I told you my Heidi Klum story when she was in early days of her modeling. Heidi is 52. Her daughter's 21. And they slip into matching nude knitwear for the new Intimissimi campaign. That's mother and daughter. Now, this is where people say it's empowering. They love the word empowering. If I can lounge around in my lingerie and show my hot, sexy body. Now, this is definitely geared towards the male gaze, is it not? Is it not calling upon the male gaze and others in a sensual way? Look, she's an adult. She's 21. I mean, for me, I have daughters in that age group, so it's like, but it doesn't make you totally immune, I don't know. I'm never gonna go off on it. It's just a little weird for me. It doesn't feel comfortable to me. I want to only look at the mom. Mom, I'm looking at you. You're in my wheelhouse. I'm only looking at mom, but daughter's right there. So it's impossible not to look at daughter. I'm sticking mom because I'm a good man. I'm a good person. I have daughters that age, and I'm not. I see you. I'm sticking mom. But hello. Okay. Okay. MILF or bust. What does that mean, MILF? I always hear that term. Steve, can you explain? Do you know that word? What does that mean, Steve? What does it mean?
Billy, you don't MILF? Mothers, I'd like to F.
Oh.
MILF or bust. So this person is all in on Heidi or out.
No, Steve, I know what it means. I just wanted to hear you say it.
I knew it.
That's
why I even paused before I came on.
Sometimes I do that, right? Sometimes I do that. What does that mean? And then I get people going crazy. You don't know what that means? See? The perimenopause princess said, what? Seriously? You don't know what a MILF is? Oh, yeah, I do. Oh, yeah. And I know what a GILF is. And that's fucked up. Let's be honest. A grandfather or a grandmother, a GRILF. Oh. There's plenty of them out there, let's be honest. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, soon as my daughters have a baby at some point, I don't want to be out of the game just because a child of mine had a child. Now all of a sudden I'm out of the game. Yeah. No. Yeah. Is that how we survive on the on YouTube with the FECK? I'd like to feck you. Oh God, Lisa, I'm on a roll today. I know. I'm going a little bit nuts. Yeah. So here's what somebody. This was a review. Oh, Billy, you slipped with your F-bomb. You're not allowed to say the F word on YouTube? I think you can. A About Heidi and her daughter, final word. Here's what this is a good Reddit comment. Sure, they aren't hurting anybody, but some things should be universally weird. And a mom and a daughter leaning into the male fantasies that were happening of the daughter since before she was of legal age and leaning into the fantasy of mom and daughter, is disgusting. They can make money however they want, but for anyone acting like them doing these shots is just innocent mom and daughter hanging out in underwear while getting ready together and not specifically meant to attract a male gaze is crazy. Okay. I think that's generally what my thoughts were. Although I wouldn't say disgusting. I think that's just a little performative and over the top. Big moment for Bill Gates, you guys. Big moment for Bill Gates. He's come to a sudden realization that cow farts are not going to kill us after all. This is big now. In a memo published this week, big, beautiful Bill Gates tempered some of the climate alarmism that many, him, have pushed for years. Writing that although climate change will have serious consequences, and I believe that, it will not lead to humanity's demise. So he's kind of backed up a little bit. So the cow farts, while not pleasant, you ever walk behind a cow, it's not pleasant. The cow farts will not kill us. They will not kill the end of the world because cows are blasting them all over the place. Stay out of that. It's the grass that does it, by the way, if you're wondering. Yeah. Moo. Oh, come on, Bessie. What the hell? Jesus, look at that. You can see the ozone melting when you do that. So somebody better tell Greta Thunberg she can get off of her float now out there off the coast of Gaza, that the farts are not going to kill us. And I don't want to tell her, though. I like her floating out there. It's kind of fun. Anywho, I worked on a dairy farm. It's rough. I bet it was. Oh, my God. I'm a Texas girl. I'm a Texas girl with a cattle ranch. Those cow farts. Yep, don't walk behind a cow. Yep, it's not good. Just very much not good. OMG, Billy, very realistic on your part. When Eddie Murphy as Elvis farts. Steve, we got to get that for Monday. I want to see that. Oh, let's talk about future plans. Okay, trying to live in the present. I'm literally okay. Just let me tell you what I'm working on in my life, and then I'm working on. Oh, Charlie Sheen just texted me. Dude, bananas, one of my all-time. What does he say? Let's read Charlie's text. Oh, I sent Charlie the clip of Howard Cosell in the movie Bananas, done by Woody Allen, where Howard Cosell is bedside and he's broadcasting play-by-play of Fielding Mellish and his wife Nancy of the consummation of their marriage. They're having sex in the hotel suite after they get married. He's there and broadcasting the consummation. There are people packed in the suite and seats, and he does it like a boxing match. I sent that clip to Charlie. Dude, Bananas, one of my all-time favorite comedies. I saw it as a child, still quote it as an adult. Here comes Mellish. If you haven't seen that, you've got to see that. It's Howard Cosell at his finest. Anyway, what I'm working on is staying present. And when my mind wanders into narrative, like my mind will take over the voice in my head, which translates to the ego. Ego equals voice in head. And when it takes off and starts telling me stories about this, that, and the next thing, and it eventually ends up negative, that's going to be bad, and this is bop, he's catching it and getting right back to the center. And that just means 2-3 minutes of presence. The sun coming through the trees, the bird that I can hear, the car that drove by, the music I'm listening to. That's what's true. The only thing that's true is what's actually happening in the present. Everything else is a lie or is conjecture. And anyway, that's what we're working on here. I loved Jeff yesterday. Jeff is handsome. Jeff's handsome. He's very successful. And he's a middle-aged man. He's single. And he's off to Dallas for homecoming weekend at SMU. You know what's in Dallas? The Park Hotel, one of the great clubs, and it's just a lot of beautiful people. And I think Jeff's, hoping to make out. That's what I'm thinking. Just hoping to make out. See what happens. Steve, can a Billy Bush book list be created and posted somewhere? I always want to read all his recommendations. You know what, Marissa? We can do that. Move over, Jenna. Yeah. And the top of that list is State Within Light by Keith Crossley. It is the top of the list. I refuse to accept free books from Keith because I want to support him so much. So I bought them all for my daughters. I wish somebody gave me that book when I was in my 20s. So I would recommend ordering it. State Within Light by Keith Crossley. Ordering it, reading it, giving it to your kids. The earlier you know this stuff, the better. Now, Steve, we've got some meetings. I'm going to Saturday night. I'm doing another casino night with Charlie Sheen out in Palm Springs. And then that'll be it. And we got some great stuff next week. We had Jared Goff yesterday on Hot Mics, quarterback for the Detroit Lions. And on Monday, we have a conversation. We're going to be rocking out with Matthew Stafford, quarterback for the Rams. The Rams look fantastic. He is such a good guy. He's a father of 4 little girls, twin 8-year-olds, a 7-year-old, and a 5-year-old, 4 little girls. His wife, Kelly's incredible. He's the greatest dad. Their balance in their marriage. We're talking marriage, kids, everything from Matthew Stafford. You're going to love it. He's such a good man. That's it for us. Have a safe trip this weekend, Mama. I'm going to do that. You stay warm, baby. You said it was 34 yesterday. Holy shit, it was 97 in LA yesterday. Oh, my God, it was brutal. What was that? Love y'all. Steve, roll them credits and just, get your last words in. Have a great long weekend.
Let's do this, baby.